Hello and welcome to another episode of the IPA In Conversation series, where the IPA talks to some of our 83 members around the world to see how they are coping with the COVID pandemic. Today, it's my great pleasure to speak with Mr. Bachar Chebaro, the Secretary General of our associate member, the Arab Publishers Association. Welcome, Bachar.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
Maybe we should start with a little bit of background. Some of our members won't know very much about the Arab Publishers Association. So for their benefit, could you give us some background? How many members do you have? Does the association cover the whole Arab world, etc.?
Sure. Okay. Greetings, everyone. I am the Secretary General of the Arab Publishers Association since 2016. It is an honor and privilege to be with you today. The Arab Publishers Association is a non-profit association with financial and administrative autonomy established by the League of Arab States in 1962. The association consists of Arab Publishers Union, each represented by a member in the association's board of members, in addition to the members of the General Assembly that elects an equal number of representatives of the countries participating in the association. So the association's board of directors currently are 32 members, 16 of them representing the Arab Publishers Unions, while the remaining 16 were elected by the General Assembly. The APA covers the Arabian countries that has associations and consists of 780 members. The current president is Mr. Mohammed Rashad, who is Egyptian. So we are syndicates and members in the same time. The main objective of the association is to defend and develop the Arab publishing industry, to protect intellectual property rights, and to defend Arab culture and all its components.
Okay, thank you very much, Bachar. That's very interesting. Really, it's great to hear about the different structures of our members. So let's talk about COVID. Has the lockdown for COVID-19 been the same for all your members? How strict were the lockdown measures for the Arab publishers?
Yes. The lockdown has been the same across all our members, but it took place in different timing in each of the Arabic countries. It is good to highlight that all the Arab countries share the same language, but in the same time has different rules and regulations. So thus the same book is sold in different countries, and whenever a publisher buys the rights of a book, he usually buys the right of translation in all the Arab world. The lockdown measures were strict in most Arab countries.
Okay.
And even can I say all Arab countries?
Okay. Yep. Okay. So were all the bookstores closed?
Yes.
Okay.
For 2 months, sometimes 3 months. It depends between country and another.
Was there the possibility of home delivery of books? Could people?
Yes. Okay. But as you know, all the bookstores were closed in different durations.
Okay.
And depending on each country's regulations, many publishers activated the home deliveries, but some warehouses were closed, and thus the distribution wasn't in full capacity. Okay. That's happened with the online, with all these ways.
So talking about the difference between physical and online, in some parts of the world, what COVID-19 has created has been an incentive for new channels of digital delivery. So do you know what the split between physical sales and digital sales was before the lockdown? And has that changed in any way since the beginning of the lockdown?
Really, we make a survey for these, especially for these things. As per survey done by the IPA, the sales of the most of the Arab publishers, the digital increased between 30 to 35%.
Wow.
Yes, that's from the first month. And the sales, but that's the problem, and the sales of the physical decreased to more than 80%.
Wow.
Yes, that's what happened.
That is really tough.
Yes, I can, that's happened in all Arab countries.
Yeah, I've heard from some of our members of a decrease in sales of 70%, but 80%. I think you win the prize for the worst numbers. I'm sorry to say.
For that.
Yeah, I'm very sorry to say that.
Yes.
So, in response to this, have the government?
I can say something here. Sorry for interrupting.
Sure. Go ahead.
You know, once we were in Muscat book fair, and at that time happened this COVID problem.
Yeah.
So the first 4 days they were perfect. 5, 6, 50, 50, 6, 7, 8. 90% of the people they didn't attend the book fair. Yeah. They afraid because
which book fair was this?
That's in Muscat.
Ah, okay.
Yes. And that was the last book fair.
Okay. Arab book fair. We'll talk about book fairs in a second.
Yes, that's right.
Because I think that's a very important issue, not just for you, but for a lot of our members. But given the severity of the loss of sales, physical book sales, have governments in the Arab region been supporting publishers? Are any sectors receiving specific support from the government? And what about authors and booksellers?
Yes. Some governments support their local publishers, but in general, the region is under tight economical pressure, especially with the reduction of the oil prices. You know our area very well. Yep. I can say that the GCC countries, the Gulf, and Morocco did support their publishers more than the others. I don't have, to be honest with you, I don't have much information about the support that was given to the authors and the booksellers.
Right. Okay. So,
but maybe less than the publisher. Not maybe, I am sure it is less than the publishers.
Okay. Okay. So in many of these conversations, we've been hearing that a number of publishers have had to close down or severely restrict operations. You mentioned that you had 780 publishers who are members of the APA. Have you heard how the majority are coping with this? Are they getting through the COVID pandemic?
Once the pandemic started, it was hard to cope with all the changes. Due to the need of survival, the members started shifting more and more of survival. Due to the need of survival, the members started shifting more and more to digital and audiobooks format. Even the publishers who didn't have digital books started to turn their books to digital and audio format. Moreover, more online sales and home delivery occurred during this period of time, with majority of publishers and employees working remotely. So the best example is our interview via Zoom that we are currently doing live from our homes. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the same problem, you know.
Yeah. So I'm in Gex in France. Where are you now?
I am in Doha.
Yeah. So, so some things get better. Okay. So this communications
Yes,
revolution
yes.
is something that I think will keep going into the future. Okay. So what have publishers done in response to the COVID pandemic? In other parts of the world, for example, education publishers have been supporting teachers and pupils and even parents during this homeschooling epidemic. So, what's been happening in the Arab world?
Yes. Uh, the publishers offered through their syndicate associations books to the people who were locked down in healthcare centers in order to entertain them. Other publishers offered the digital books through their official websites. That's the two ways they, you know, I noticed that some publishers started a free online storytelling service to entertain children also. So that's what happened in
Yeah,
a way or another in our area.
it sounds very similar to what education
Yes,
publishers have
yes,
done
yes,
elsewhere in the world. So that's good news. But obviously, we're concerned that once the COVID crisis is over, then the usual selling conditions apply or licensing conditions apply, and we go back to a sustainable model in the future, because obviously giving content away for free is not a way of making business.
that's right. That's right.
We talked briefly, you mentioned the Muscat book fair, and it sounds like that's the last book fair that happened in the Arab world.
Yes.
Um, they've all been cancelled in the meantime. When do you think, which book fair do you think will be the next one to open for business?
Yes. The book fairs in Arab world is something very important. Let me say for you, the cancellation first of the local books fairs caused a big loss in our industry, especially with the presence of weak effective distribution channels. As per also our survey, the publishers get more than 50% of their revenues from the book fairs during the year. The next book fairs will be in Sharjah. It should be between 4 and 24 November this year. And the second one in Doha between 7 and 16 January 2021.
Okay.
These are still fixed that inshallah that it will happen.
Okay.
But most of the book fairs has been canceled so far.
Right.
Usually we have between 15 to 17 book fairs in the MENA region.
Okay. So, well, let's talk about online, because
Okay, so
we've been hearing from other members where book fairs are really, really important. For instance, the Koreans also focus on their book fair every year and gain a lot of their income from that book fair. They've decided to go digital, online. Do you think that any Arab region book fairs will go online?
till now, nobody do something like that till now.
Okay.
But two online book fairs for Arabic books happened, but outside the Arab region. One in Sweden, it finished both of them, Sweden, and the second one in Turkey.
Okay.
Yes, for specialized in Arabic books. I think in our region, if this problem will continue, we will have online book fairs.
Well, look, if you're interested in finding out exactly what the Koreans are doing, and there may be a couple of other book fairs that are also going online, I'm very happy to introduce you to our Korean member, and
Thank you
maybe
very
you
much.
can talk to them about how they're coping with the online structure, the new online structure, and what the technological requirements are. So after this
Sure.
interview, let's see if we can facilitate that for you. Um, so let's start looking to the future, because we're running out of time. But it may be very difficult for you to look to the future with any positive view. But do you think there's anything that's come out of this crisis that you can see as a positive for the Arab publishers into the future?
This pandemic allowed the publishers to be aware about the ability to work from abroad and highlighted the importance of having digital books and online channels and free deliveries. That's very important, the free deliveries, it wasn't.
Okay.
It also motivated the publishers to work together and cooperate to serve the community better.
Okay.
Uh,
So, is there what happens next for Arab publishers? Is there a recovery plan that you have in mind?
Whenever this pandemic is over, publisher will be focusing more on improving their digital publishing books and will try to find more online channels to cover their losses.
Okay. So look, we're coming to the end
Yeah,
of our chat. Unfortunately, I look forward to meeting you face to face as soon as we can. I'm not sure if Sharjah will be the place, but maybe next year. What was the one in January next year? What
uh,
was the book there?
we have Doha Book Fair,
Doha. Okay,
Doha,
so
in Qatar.
let's aim for sometime next year for us to get together. It would be great to see you
I hope
again.
that. I
But just as we're signing off, do you have any message for other publishers around the world who are also suffering from this COVID pandemic?
Sure. My message to the international publishers is to cooperate positively with our publishers, and my suggestion is to overlook the year 2020 in their official contracts in order to help other publishers overcome their losses. I hope that will be useful for everybody.
Fantastic. Thank you, Bachar. We'll meet again soon. I have no doubt when the IPA has its virtual General Assembly in November. But until then, take care, stay safe, and goodbye. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much.